Welcome back, everybody, to your Cheddar, brought to you by Ally, the bank that works relentlessly to make your money work for you.
Unlimited vacation policies have become increasingly popular in the business world, but according to a recent study by Namely, employees with this policy take less time off on average than employees with a traditional vacation policy. Joining us now to discuss is Dr. Daren Martin, the CEO and founder of Global Company Culture Association. It's great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, so why do you think employees who have unlimited vacation policies actually take less time off than their counterparts who don't have these policies?
There's two reasons. One is I think people are generally just hardworking anyway. We work our tails off in this country, and people just, you know, if you don't schedule it, it's easy to miss it, right? But I think another big part is fear. I know companies that have unlimited vacation policies where people are scared to death to take it because of just the things they go through. So picture a typical hallway in a company. Somebody says, hey, are you here next week? No, I'm going on vacation. And what's the typical response? Oh, wish I could do that, right? There's this kind of a vacation shaming that goes on. So I think it's one thing to say unlimited vacation, but it's another thing to really hardwire it into the system. If companies were more proactive. Companies like Netflix have been doing this for a long time. It sounds like it's afforded to y'all. Unlimited vacation, I think, should be the norm for every single company. If you're hiring adults, let them be adults.
What happens to an employee's performance if they don't actually take this time off and underutilize this?
It's painful to the company because they're not performing at their peak. All the research, all the science says that when we get times of rest and relaxation, we come back, we're supercharged. We've got, better ideas. We're coming up with new things to benefit the company. The problem is sometimes people are coming back to a desk that is piled high, right? Because all of the work is piled up from when they were gone.
I want to go back to what you said about vacation shaming. What do you wish was the response from someone when they said they were going on vacation?
I wish the response was, oh, that's fantastic. I can't wait. I'm going in a couple of weeks. That's awesome. Have a great time. I wish the company would meet them at the door on the way out and say, guess what? We're so excited. We're glad you're going on vacation. Here's a little envelope. We want to buy your family's first meal on your trip. Now, can you imagine if a company did that? How far that $200, that $300 would go?
Yeah.
And think about the family then that gives up all that time with whoever's working there. If they were able to say, hey, guess what? Our company bought our dinner tonight. How much more would they be pro that company? But companies don't think, they see it as a net loss. Oh, okay, well, you're going on vacation, it's something we have to provide.
Sure.
They ought to see it as a huge benefit where you're going to come back and light it on fire, and we can't wait to see you.
So where does that start? Does that start from the top of the company to set that culture in place?
I think absolutely. If you're gonna offer it, which you should be, let's back up just a little bit, okay? If I told you, hey, you're coming to work, we've got this huge benefit, guess what? We're going to give you 3% of your year to do whatever you want with this year. You would laugh at my face and walk out the door, but that's 2 weeks vacation out of a 52-week year. That's what 2 weeks is.
Okay, well, keep taking us through your argument for unlimited vacation. Talk about how it increases productivity, how unlimited paid time off can benefit not only the employee, but also the employer.
So it's been shown that people even taking naps at work outperform people who don't. How many companies do you know that have a nap room? I know of some, there are a few out there, but study after study has shown just a quick 20-minute, cat nap means you can perform at a much, much bigger level. But we're not using the science to back up the reality of what work is. 85% of people around the globe hate their jobs, okay? We have a real dilemma here, and it starts with things like the draconian, hey, you get 2 weeks vacation. I think we ought to open it up and then actually encourage people to go do it.
And there's been some debate about whether or not an unlimited policy actually encourages enough people to take off that vacation. How do you advise companies to ensure that they are taking the time off if that's the policy?
So, some companies do where it's forced, you have to take at least 2 years. I know at Netflix, I mentioned earlier that when they do the unlimited vacation, if you're not taking it, they'll come to you and say, hey, you've kind of been hanging around a while, you need to take a break. But I think if companies had employees actually schedule it, take some time, you have to have at least 4 weeks on the schedule to be sure that they're taking it. Because what you don't want to do is give this unlimited vacation and then nobody's taking it, which is happening evidently at some places.
Yeah.
So how does implementing mandatory time off help employees recharge, help employees unplug, help employees relax?
So when you get away, it's a different mindset that is triggered with that. Unfortunately, 50% of Americans say they expect to be working on their vacation, so a vacation is not really a vacation. I mean, work invaded home a long time ago. You're expected to respond to emails at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, right? So we need those times of getting away. And if companies were doing more of a, insisting that there's no work to go on in that
Right.
time, we're going to shut off your email, right?
Yeah.
Or we're going to do something to ensure that you're really relaxing during that time. I think that would have a profound impact.
It seems also a little insane that you're gonna, for some people that they need that prompt. What are some other perks that companies might look to bundle with vacation time to incentivize them to take it?
If companies actually help fund the vacation, I know they're paying for them while they're gone, but they're paying for them anyway. If they gave packages, they said, hey, pick from one of these 4 things that we've worked out. Think about the buying power. If you talk to a cruise line or something, said, our huge company, we want to buy, 700 seats or whatever, and give those to employees, or give them at a big discount or incentive, I think people would be a lot more apt to take care of it, and the goodwill that the company would get from that would be off the chart.
That's right. Some companies take their entire staff on vacation at the same time as well.
Absolutely, schedule it so that people can go together, do team outings. Some people don't have anybody to go on vacation with, and they're closest to the people that they work with. Why not set up little jaunts and trips? I love that idea where they can go together and celebrate.
I love it. Dr. Daren Martin, thank you so much for shedding light on this, CEO and founder of Global Company Culture Association.